Welcome back, folks. It's good to see you all again. I have a new project I'm going to be working on, and I thought I'd take you all along with me. To the best of my ability, I'm going to restore this old boat back to its glory days. Well, basically, I want it to look as good as it actually is. This is a 1975 Montgomery Wards Sea 12-foot aluminum boat. Wow, I turned 17 that summer, and I'd already been fishing Lake Superior and the surrounding waters for 10 years. I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace. I got the boat, trailer, 55-pound thrust electric motor, and a brand new fish finder for under $600. Now there's no leaks in it, and it's just fine to use as it is, but this has taken me back to a special place in my life, and I'm going to show it a little bit of respect. Now you can see that the trailer doesn't actually fit the boat properly, but they are adjustable, so we will set it up to fit this boat. The first thing I wanted to do is take a couple of 2x4s and clamp them to my utility trailer. That way I can turn my boat upside down on it to work on it, just like a pair of sawhorses. So when it comes time to sand that paint off, I have a stable platform. When I picked up the boat, this is the way it was set on the trailer. These trailers are adjustable. It'll fit anywhere from a 10 to a 16-foot boat, so that'll be okay. Typically, when these trailers are set up to match the boat it's carrying, the transom of the boat, the back end, should be about flush with the back of this trailer. I have loosened this winch mount on the front of the trailer, so now I'm going to pull it forward. Now I'm going to push the boat forward. By doing this, we pretty much have the boat setting exactly where it's going to on this trailer. Now we can tighten down all the nuts and bolts to these brackets, and it'll be ready to go. Well, let's not get ahead of myself. We still got to get these bunks set in there evenly so the boat sets flat in the trailer. Now I've loosened all these up. That way I could just move them in place so they're there. Then I can take the boat off, set it up on the 2x4s, and be ready to start sanding it. Now I can tighten up all the brackets to the bunks and the boat crank, and it should be ready to put the boat back on when it's finished. This is a light boat and easy to handle. My wife Glenda helped me put it up on the trailer. Now I can start working on it. These old bunks have seen their better days. They're hanging out too far and they're warped. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off and rebuild them. This old set of bunks have seen its better days, so I'm going to build another set. They'll be a little bit longer than this to support the boat a little better. I went out and picked up a 10-foot treated 2x4, and I'm going to make the next set of bunks 5-foot long for a little bit more support under the boat as it's being towed. Well, this one's got a little bit of warp in it, but it's nothing like this. You can't hardly find wood at the big box stores that don't have some kind of problems in them anymore. Just to make sure the guess works out, I'm going to measure from the center over to this ridge right here. That's about 10¼ inches, so I'm going to move this out to 11 inches. We'll go from the center of the trailer 11 inches both sides, and that's where the inside edge of the 2x4 needs to be setting. Now, because my black marker is hard to see on black paint, I decided to use some of this painter's tape, and I'm just going to move this right over alongside the painter's tape on this outside edge. That's 11 inches. Same thing here. The other thing I'm going to do before I tighten these down, I'm going to raise these up a little bit. There's some adjustment up and down. That boat's almost touching the top of these fenders, so I want to raise this up to give it a little bit of clearance. There's some little barbs on the back of this, so I'm going to raise it up to the 3rd barb. That kind of holds it in place. Get her lined up here and just tighten this down. Now that those are tightened down, I can take my tape off, and they're in place. This piece of plywood on the back of the boat, it's a little thin, wearing out, so I'm going to go ahead and drill out these rivets. Now that I got the pilot hole in, I'll use a little bigger bit. We'll drill it the rest of the way out. There we go. Well, I'm going to tell you, that's a pretty nasty, rotted piece of wood. Pretty thin. I've got this here piece of plywood, pretty decent shape, cut off of a piece I used a while back. So I'm just going to trace that out, cut out a new one. We'll get it painted up and sealed, and we'll put it back on once I finish painting the boat. Just lined up. I think that'll work. I'll grab me a saw and we'll get it cut out. Looks pretty close. I'll go hit it on the belt sander, then I can get it painted. I'll do a little bit of hand sanding and we'll be ready to go. Just had to get all the edges off so the splinters were down. Looks pretty good. Looks like we got some pretty smooth edges. Got it sanded down. Now we can paint it. You know, I think I'll sand the boat down first. That way we can paint everything at the same time. Just like any old 51-year-old boat, it's got its fair share of scratches and dings, but we're going to give it a little bit of love. This summer when I'm up there working on my cabin, this thing will be out there on Superior and the surrounding waters catching those big fish, just like it did back in its glory days. I ended up pulling this U.S. Coast Guard capacity information tag off of the back of the boat. It was held in here by a bunch of these little rusty staples. So I'm going to go ahead and sand that down like the rest of this, get that repainted, and then I will put that back in there. I had to buy a couple more bunk brackets. I'm going to connect them across the front here, and that way it will stabilize the 2x4 bunks when I connect them to the trailer. There is, however, just a little bit of a problem that can be fixed. There's a metal tube that the wiring runs through here, and it's connected to the bottom of the C channel. The way it is, it won't be plumb when I tighten up the U-bolt. So what I have done is cut a couple pieces of these angles out of a metal sign I had in my scrap pile, and I'm going to weld these in right here in the center. Then they'll be plumb and level with the back ones. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this down and get it ready to weld, and I'm going to be doing that on both sides. I'm just cleaning up the edges of these. That's where the weld's going to be. We have the 3/4 inch angle welded onto the front. I'll let it cool off, sand it down a little bit, paint it, then I can hook up those brackets. I'm gonna cut a couple of 10-inch pieces out of this indoor-outdoor carpeting and wrap this 2x4. I've got a stapler and I've got some adhesive I'm going to put on it. This tie-down strap at the front, it doesn't go on there all the way, so I'm going to put one of these on there. This isn't aluminum, it's steel, so it's pretty tough. That'll fit on there just fine. That'll fit on there fine. Shortly after we got this boat and trailer, I had it parked back in the yard by another trailer, and we had some really strong winds up to 70 miles an hour. And it blew this trailer into another trailer I had. And you can see this fender is loose. It was bent way over. We've got a little tear in the middle here on both sides. So I've got to weld that up. So I'm going to pull this tire off, get under there, get this straight and weld that up. That way it's back to good condition. It's not the prettiest weld because it's two different thicknesses of metal. I have the setting set for the thicker frame, made the welds, and then painted it. Well, here we are. It's time to put the stickers on. Little rubbing alcohol, clean up the surface, peel it, stick it up in place, press it in with your thumb, with your hand, get out a credit card or your Sam's Club card, get all the air bubbles out, peel out the outside piece of plastic, and there you go. You're ready to put it on the water. Oh, wait just a second. We got to go ahead and put on our state sticker, make sure it's legal. Now I can back up a trailer pretty good if I can see it, but I'm going to go ahead and put a set of boat guides on here, make it easier to see when we're backing it into the water. I have two motors for this, a 55-pound thrust electric and a 15 horsepower 1983 two-stroke Evinrude. Both will be great trolling motors. If you enjoyed this video, if you got some entertainment, maybe it was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up. Check out some of my other videos, and if you like them, consider subscribing to my channel. I enjoy the outdoors, I enjoy building and mechanical projects, and I like sharing them with people. I want to thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with me today. And as always, make your life an adventure, and God bless.